Over the past 6 months, the ministries of our diocese have adapted and found creative ways to serve in the midst of the pandemic. Here is a closer look at how the Office of Vocations has courageously lived the gospel and remained active and present for our people, our parishes, and our communities.
A lot of my work within the vocations office is developing relationships and connecting to individuals, being present at parishes and parish events in order to journey with and to discover those whom the Lord has placed that call within. And so when we as a diocese, when the parishes shut down, when our schools shut down, that meant most of my demographic was no longer contactable. So in the midst of all that, in the midst of all those changes, we really shifted in the Office of Vocations to encountering our discerners where they were. Utilizing Zoom, we were able to tie in our seminarians who were in the midst of shutdown themselves in South Florida to discerners here back in our own diocese.
Discerners joined and they introduced themselves to us because we didn't really know each other. And then we introduced ourselves to them. And the seminarians, we shared our vocation stories. And then after that, we opened up for a Q&A session. And the discerners were able to ask us any questions about our vocation stories, but also just what it was like to go on that process of discernment and entering seminary. And overall, how I felt afterwards was that it was a great experience, being present to them when we couldn't be present in person and to be available.
We also shifted our St. Andrew's dinner to an online format, but it was an opportunity for the priests of our diocese and bishop to be able to share their vocation stories with discerners, and discerners being able to remain safely at home where we were all supposed to be.
St. Andrew dinner is a wonderful way for someone who's discerning the priesthood to be able to hear from the different priests of our diocese, the different seminarians, and to be able to hear from our bishop about their lives, about their vocation stories, and also a time where those discerning can ask questions. It's a good way for young men who are discerning the call to priesthood to get to know some of the priests of our diocese and get to see the amazing and unique ways that God works.
So I'd say, honestly, my greatest source of feedback comes from the fact that in the midst of the pandemic, in the midst of everything happening this last year, my first year in the office, that our office brought in 7 new seminarians, that they were able to remain connected and tied in, that they still were able to witness the great brotherhood there is among the seminarians for our diocese and chose to belong to it. So looking to the future, we've learned in the Office of Vocations that there are various tools available to us which we were not familiar with before. These various opportunities we have to connect with people beyond our original scope, to connect to thousands of lives in our diocese who aren't able to be physically present, is a way that we're going to be continuing to work to make sure that we're providing every possible opportunity for those who are discerning a call to encounter the Lord and to grow in their fidelity to Him.
This ministry of the Diocese of St. Petersburg and many more are supported through gifts to the annual Pastoral Appeal. Please visit dosp.org for more information.